Hi, everybody. I am so excited to share with you another wow warrior. Listen, this lady, when she enters a room, you're going to have nothing but wow to say. I would like to welcome Dr. Ynge today to the show. Welcome, Dr. Ynge. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And thank you for inviting me. I'm
Well,
excited too.
awesome. Dr. Ynge, you have such an extraordinary background, first of all. I know you're a naturopath and acupuncturist and all kinds of amazing things, but you're also the creator and the founder of the Allergy Kit. And I really would love for you to talk a little bit about what that is and how that came to be, if you would.
Yes, when I graduated as an acupuncture physician in 95, I still think that Chinese medicine is the best invention there ever was when it comes to medicine. I had some people that didn't have the results that I expected and the patient expected. They would come back with the same thing. So I started on a quest on what that could be and found that allergies can be the cause of many illnesses. And this is a long time ago. So I started to treat allergies then. At that time, the allergies also started to be more common, and kids on the spectrum and what do you call it, the ADD and ADHD were more common. When I started, I had never heard of that. So I started to use a technique that's called NAET, Naturopath's allergy elimination technique. But I found that it took too much time, and they had to come and see a practitioner. Sometimes they didn't want to finish because it took too much time, it took too much money. So I decided to do something that people can do themselves, that they can take responsibility for their own health and participate in their own health. It's not just to go to a practitioner and say, fix me.
I love that because you literally just empowered the patient to care for themselves and created something that was completely necessary, but also did it in a way that somebody could use it for themselves and really just take that responsibility. I love that. So I have one of these right here, and I'm just gonna like show what it looks like in there. So it's a really cool thing. Can you explain how the Allergy Kit works, Dr. Ynge, to people?
Yes, so these vials that you see in the package, they are homeopathized. They contain water. You never open them because it's the frequency of the frequencies of the allergens that's in these vials. So if you happen to open them, the frequency, they get destroyed. The energy gets mixed up. So you treat them by putting them on your belly button, and you use a laser to shine through the vials, first on the belly button, then over the head, the ears. You go back to the belly button, then you do the head and the ears again and end up on the belly button. So it's something that takes, all in all, not more than 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. And then you maybe sit with them for a couple of minutes to relax afterwards. And I prefer and recommend that you do it after dinner because it's relaxing, and then you stay away from, because some of these vials, they contain foods, and you automatically, hopefully, stay away from food during the night.
So I know that brings up another point. So people have all kinds of allergies, right? So you have various kinds of the Allergy Kit. They have different vials in them for different purposes. Can you kind of expand on that a little bit? Because I know that there's not just one size fits all. That's actually not how you created it. So can you expand on that a little bit, Dr. Ynge?
Yes. So what I have seen, there are certain things that people are either allergic to or sensitive to. And they are, to start with, egg, chicken, milk, dairy, vitamin C, parasites. That's in the first vial. And I have vegan patients that say, I don't eat any meat from animals. Well, we are animals and we came from an egg. That's the reason. Number two, we get milk when we are born. We get vitamin C when we start to eat. We are warm-blooded animals and we all have parasites, whether we like it or not. So that's the first treatment. And then the next treatment is for vitamin B, because that is for vitamin B is very important for many, many, many reactions in the body, and sugar. And it's a specific combination also with the B and sugar, but that's too much to go into right now. The third treatment is for toxins. Babies today are born with, some people say, up to 500 different chemicals and toxins in their umbilical cord. That's pretty hefty. So, of course, that comes from the mother. And, well, the mother, it depends on what she eats, but we breathe and we drink the water. There are so many things that affect it.
Yes.
So that is for toxins and herbicides and all kinds of toxins. Number 4 is for childhood vaccinations. And especially when it comes to kids on the spectrum, they often have a reaction or feel better. Something happens after they do that treatment. Number 5 is sugar again, because sugar is in everything, and candida. Because the thing with the sugar is that since everything has sugar, number 1, it is, I call it an allergy because we crave it. We often crave what we are allergic to. And with the sugar, it becomes an addiction. The second thing is with sugar, it creates candida. It creates this candida that we need, but when it starts to overgrow, it's not good. One of the worst symptoms is horrible sugar cravings. But it also destroys the digestive system. You can gain weight. You can get depressed. There are so many side effects, apart from all the yeast infections that you can get.
The irony is not lost on me at that point either with the sugar, is that when you have the sugar, when you have the candida that overgrows, then you want more sugar. And I'm assuming it's because it demands more. That's where the craving comes from, right? Is from
yeah, because these bacteria, they are sitting down there and saying, we are dying, give us more, give us more. We can't reproduce if we don't have more sugar.
Right. And Dr. Ynge and I are on the same page. We're like, kill them. That's fine. At least get them to the normal range that they're supposed to be in.
It's very, very hard for a person to stop eating sugar. I mean, I have seen how people, I mean, they are really, it's worse than a drug. And they say that, first of all, a brain that is on drugs, on cocaine, for example, or on sugar, they look almost exactly the same.
Yep, I've seen that as a licensed brain trainer with Dr. Ynge. Yes, absolutely fact. It shows up on the thermoscan exactly the same way, which is scary, but also helps to, each of us to understand the power that it has. But yet we have to remember that we always have the power of choice. And this is a great way to manage that craving and improve your health with that. I know you've also taught a course, and it's a side note, but you've taught a course on sugar. So
yeah, because when you come on with the sugar, if you just try to not eat it, many people cannot. They cannot not eat sugar. So with the kit, it helps with the cravings. And very often, one treatment is not enough. Sometimes you have to do it several times. It has, so to speak, stuck when you don't have any cravings. I had a patient and I treated her many times for sugar. And one day she said, you won't believe this, but I had one piece of chocolate and I was content and did not want any more. Before, she would buy a box of chocolate and finish the whole thing. And she couldn't help herself. So
yeah, and that's an interesting thing. It's kind of like the shut off, you know, when you're driven like that by that craving. What a benefit to have the allergy kit, to have that aid, if you will, in overcoming that, because it really is in so many things that you don't even think about. Like, I was reading an article on the McDonald's grilled chicken, which I think I'm making a good choice if I'm eating at McDonald's, and it has sugar injected into it. I'm like, oh my gosh, why? I would have eaten it without the sugar. So I'm like, so now it's like I have a really hard time eating there because I just get really frustrated at what's in it that I didn't ask for, right? Inherently.
Yes.
So.
And so many people, they really get affected. I mean, apart from gaining weight, because you gain weight if you eat sugar.
Right.
It is the shame that comes with, I know people, they can get very depressed, and it's not only the candida. It's the thing that they just cannot stop eating sugar. That's
the guilt.
The guilt and the shame, yes. So I know it's not easy.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's a really cool asset of this. And now I know there's different, did we get all the way through that one? Because I got off on the sugar tangent.
We have the next one is number 6 is grains. So this, I'm talking about the basic kit. You can buy it by itself, but every other kit have these 7 vials. So the 6th vial is for grains. It also contains corn, even though corn is not exactly a grain, but it fits in there. Mm-hmm. So that is the wheat and all these, even rice, so all the grains. And then number 7 is a combination of all the first 6 vials plus organs and endocrines. And then, so you have to do these first, because I found one person during 25 years of treating allergies that did not have any. He was from the islands outside here, Florida, and grew up in the boonies, no vaccinations, no herbicides or anything. They grew their own chicken and piglets and foods. He's the only person I ever saw. I do muscle testing. I don't really believe in the tests they do, because I have seen so often how it comes back. Yes, you are allergic to mold and you are allergic to grass, but nothing comes up with eggs or anything else that they feel that they're allergic to, that they don't feel good when they eat.
That's so, I mean, that's so interesting. I think we could do a 4-hour interview on that, but we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I want to have you share a little bit, because I know you have some other allergy kits, but you also have written an incredible book. And I want to make sure that we talk about that when we come back. But before we go to break, I just want to say that you can visit the Dr. Ynge's site, drynge.com, and that is with a Y, by the way, for Ynge. And you can find 10 surprising facts about allergies and some of the things, a little information about what she has been talking about that. And then when we come back from the break, we will hear more about the allergy kit and check out some more things that she's doing, like the book. We'll be right back. we are back here with Dr. Ynge, the creator of the Allergy Kit, and she has been wowing us with her amazing knowledge of allergies. As she said before the break, 25 years in this field and quite the expert in it. And she was talking a little bit about the Allergy Kit, this little gem that she created to battle these things. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about that, Dr. Ynge. This was the basic kit that you talked about in the first segment. And I know you have some other additional kits and different things that you utilize. Can you just touch on those briefly and share what those are?
Yes. So most people know if they're allergic to foods. So I have a food allergy kit and a environmental kit, a health emotions kit, and a kit for autism. The kit for autism is, in a way, a starter kit because they have so many allergies. So, and some people have both food and environmental. So, but these are like signature kits, and then I have about 300 vials extra. I can't have more in storage, but I can make anything practically.
That is so amazing. The whole process to me is just extraordinary on like really taking, number one, the natural approach to the allergies and how your body functions to get it at an optimal maximum level. And to do it in a natural way is always going to be important. I do want to talk a little bit because you did mention that you have a kit for autism. And I want to talk about how that came to be for you. And I want to mention you do have a book on that as well. You can choose. I don't. Which one would you like to talk about? Let's talk about the book first. How about that?
Okay. So I have this little book, and to get it in the right angle is the most difficult.
Finding Your Lost Child.
Yes. It was because I saw kids on the spectrum or autistic children. And the first child I saw, he was 5 years old. He did not speak very much. He had at least 7 temper tantrums per day. When the mother came with him the first time, he started to run up and down, and she pulled up out of her big bag like a 3-foot long red gummy snake. So she gave it to him to eat. I just said, I got shocked. And anyway, this kid, he, after a few treatments, he started to speak. He was in a school for autistic children. He started to speak. I realized that because he would behave, he did not want certain clothes on. So he was allergic to fabrics, for example. A lot of things that you may not think of that people are allergic to. That's why it's a little bit different, the autistic kit. It's not fabric in there, but so anyway, this kid, he changed like 180 degrees. He graduated a year and a half ago from university. So he became totally normal. His father came in with him like 10 years ago because he started to act up for something. And I don't know why he came, because when I said, isn't it wonderful he's not autistic? He said, he was never autistic. He was in a school for autistic children, right? No, his father does not remember that. So what I realized is that so many parents don't understand how important food is, the food choices, and how easy it is to just give them something like a gummy snake or a box of cupcakes with all these colored things on to keep them quiet for a while. But they don't understand what they do to them in the long run. They don't give them a chance to recuperate. So it's not only, and I don't say that I cure autism. Not at all. I don't cure anything. But by all these temper tantrums, for example, they are allergic reactions. And the same with you. So many of these kids, they have constipation and tummy pains. It's because they are getting the wrong foods. And then there are mothers who are really into giving in the right food. And they start to give them a lot of, that make the bread with almond flour. The thing is that almond flour has a lot of oxalates, and a lot of these kids are allergic to oxalates. So they get red cheeks and ears and get like this. So there are so many things to think of. But at least there are tips in here, how to shop, what to eat. And of course, I prefer that they buy the allergy kit, because that's where they can start.
Well, and I think that's an amazing pairing, right? You want to have a rounded education, learn the things that you can do, obviously, with food. I think people don't realize food is the first medicine, right? And the most important. So, you know, improving that is going to be really, really, really important. But also just adding that in with the allergy kit for the autism is going to be a 1-2 punch, so to speak. And they get help from you. Because I want to point out that when someone does order an allergy kit at allergykit.com, theallergykit.com, you'll actually work with them and make sure they know how to use it as well, correct?
Yeah. So they can make appointments. Another thing I was just to say, because that's something people don't know often, milk produces earaches, ear infections in children. So how often don't these poor kids, they get on antibiotics the first thing. They get tubes in their ears. And all it is an allergy to milk. Another thing is when they wake up in the middle of the night and can't breathe, or they have respiratory problems, they're allergic to the dust mites. Same thing there. They get inhalers and antibiotics, and maybe just by treating the dust mites and doing something so that covering up, there are special sheets for that. And treating.
Yeah, and I think, you know, opting for that quickest thing it's not really a solution. It's more like a Band-Aid to a gaping wound, right?
And then they destroy their digestive system for the rest of their lives. That is the worst. That is what is so horrible with giving them antibiotics for the slightest little thing.
Right. Because it kind of takes away the body's natural ability to fight.
Yeah.
So obviously anything you can do natural is going to be a better option in that. So I know we have people probably who are wondering, like, how do I find out more? And I did put the banner up to schedule a discovery call with Dr. Ynge at theallergykit.com. And I think that, you know, what would you, like, if somebody was thinking, I don't know if this would help, you know, what would you like them to do first? Would you like them to call, or would like them to?
Yeah, they can always make an appointment and call. I have always I have a 15-minute free consultation for anybody who has questions about the allergy kit. And once they get it, they can schedule another meeting.
Awesome. And I think that's, you know, one of the things I love about you, Dr. Ynge, is that you actually really have a heart for helping find the solution naturally for a parent and or for a person themselves, to find that solution naturally to help them right the ship, so to speak, and get their health on track in a natural, effective way, but also hold your hand along the way as you do it. So it's not like just going in and somebody selling you something and you just, oh, good luck with that. You've been very good about following up with with me, and I know that you do that with your patients. So I'd really, really encourage people to schedule a discovery call with Dr. Ynge at theallergykit.com. Grab the freebie at drynge.com so you can find out some of the fun facts surrounding allergies that she's created for you. And she does have some courses coming up, I know, that you're working on as well. Those are a little bit into the future, but if you grab that 10 free or surprising facts about allergies, you will also be notified when those courses are available. Is that correct, Dr. Ynge?
That is correct. And I also want to add that the allergy kit is not the only thing. I mean, I don't say that people shouldn't have other therapies also, but it's a big help to add to any treatment that people do.
Absolutely. And I think that, I know just in the times that we've talked that you're very passionate about education as well, and teaching people to be proactive about their health. And I think the Allergy Kit is a great tool to do just that. So I hope that people will tune in and stay tuned in to Dr. Ynge at drynge.com or theallergykit.com to learn more. Connect with her. Be sure to schedule that discovery call with Dr. Ynge. You will be so happy that you did. She is a delight. I want to say thank you so much. And literally, you are the picture of wow warrior, somebody who, when you start speaking, people can only do one thing, and that is say, wow, she is amazing. Thank you for being my guest, Dr. Ynge.
Thank you.